BXB. It's in the game!
Hey guys, it's me Ben. I let the music play a little bit there because the tunes in Vostok Inc. are amazing, one of the very cool features of which there are many to be found in this totally original indie game. It's the reason why I play video games, to experience things that I've never experienced before, and this is a completely unique experience. I don't think there's any other game on the market out there like this, brought to us by Nosebleed Interactive and Badland Games, a publisher who are quickly, in my opinion, getting a lot of recognition and garnering a lot of interest in the indie scene because they're putting out some of the most innovative titles currently on the consoles. Now, you're looking at this video and you're seeing a twin-stick shooter, and that's how this game presents itself to you to start with. First of all, you've got this very humorous, kind of capitalist-driven 80s inspired dialogue that's coming up in the text in the bottom there. This is the tutorial stuff as we're getting used to the systems, and then you're introduced to some layering of like leveling up systems and to things like that. But then we realise what Vostok really is this mixture of a twin-stick shooter with an idle clicker. Yeah, that's right, this is a clicker. Now, I've never had an experience with a clicker like this before. I've played quite a few clickers over the years. You know, they're basically the idle money-generating games that have grown really popular due to things like the iOS platform, but they're also massive on PC as well. And the way this game works is you fly around various solar systems, you shoot enemies, and that's what gets you gold as well, and asteroids, but then you land on planets, and on the planets, that's where the clicker element comes in, where you buy fabricators and resource generating systems that will generate the money for you so you can upgrade further, so you can get better weapons, so you can get better tech for your ship, so you can go out and you can repeat and repeat as you do in a clicker game. So you know, the main goal is to make more and more and more money until that number in the top right hand of the screen becomes so massive and incomprehensible in its scope that it's just the purest form of video game. If anybody's experienced a clicker, you know it's all about that Skinner box mentality, the flashy, just watching the numbers go up, the bright lights, the colourful visuals, of which there are plenty in Vostok Inc. But what's crazy is that as well as being a fun, compelling, unique clicker game, it's also a damn good twin-stick shooter, especially when you start to get a bit further on into the game and you're upgrading the abilities of the ship so you can take a bit more punishment, you can do more damage, there are multiple weapons. You realise that this is kind of this marriage of two genres that you never would have thought in a million years would work, and yet it's so much fun. And they do this thing with these screen-locked battles, which really shows off how good this is as a bullet hell kind of shooter in a twin-stick environment. You know, they've made a really fun experience here. So when the screen gets locked off and you are forced into just an arena battle, basically, you know, your money's still ticking up in the background. That's great, that's still going on. But you're getting to experience this really fun shooter. And I don't think I'm ever going to want to play a different kind of clicker game now. Clicker games have evolved. This is the next step in the evolution of an idle game. And so this idea that, yeah, you can just sit back and watch the money come in, and that's great, but why do that when you could be playing a really fun shooter? Or who knows what other kind of genre you might be able to experience. I love the setting, I love the milieu, the space combat with this kind of 80s style, money-grabbing capitalism, which is funny and irreverent. The presentation is great, the music is fantastic. There are like over a dozen little mini games as well, which are done in these like retro sort of aesthetic kind of inspired things. Again, taken from the 80s, but set in this futuristic milieu. I don't know how Nosebleed Interactive came up with this concept, or in what fever dream it came to them to mix these two genres, but they've really struck gold, of which there is a lot, by the way, in Vostok Inc. This game is about to be released on all platforms, I believe. I have no idea of price, I have no idea of any of that. I'm playing this pre-release, but I do recommend this. If you want to play a fun shooter, if you want to experience a silly, irreverent story, if you enjoy space combat, if you like a sort of nuts 80s sci-fi setting that doesn't make a jot of sense, you know, games can be like that. They don't have to have lots of internal logic to be fun. And there's no denying that Vostok Inc. is fun. So because of that, And in spite of a couple of technical hitching problems that I had in the game, it's quite possible that will be patched upon release. I'm going to give Vostok Inc. 4 out of 5 stars.
BXB. It's in the game.